So I covered the first episode of Naruto. I broke it down scene by scene, and although it's not perfect, I had quite a bit of fun doing it. So now let's talk about episode 2, My Name is Konohamaru. The episode begins with Naruto getting his picture taken, with the photographer asking if he really wants it taken like that, snapping us into a title card. That picture was for Naruto's identification, and the third Hokage tells him that he can't accept the photo because it doesn't resemble him in the slightest, demanding that he retakes it. In response, Naruto surprises him with the sexy jutsu, taking him down with a perfect surprise attack. The third Hokage asks Naruto where his headband is, and when Naruto says he didn't want to mess it up, so he isn't wearing it yet, the Hokage compares the importance of his headband to that of his picture.
You want your headband nice, but your photo, which is supposed to identify you, makes you look like a clown. It's for ninja training and missions, which is the key to your future. Look at this picture, you can't even tell who it is.
This comparison clicks with Naruto as he sees the importance in his picture now and agrees to get it retaken as a boy charges in and challenges the Hokage before tripping on air and falling on his face. Before he made his attack though, the third Hokage notices his presence as well as Naruto, which is some pretty good reaction time and is a surprising blink and you'll miss it moment to showcase that Naruto does have some promise regardless of his dumb ideas. Their facial reactions are different as well, with the third Hokage's glance being as serious as it was before, like he expected this to happen, but Naruto was surprised since he had no prior experience with this situation. The little things. The third Hokage thinks to himself,
"My grandson, another headache,"
as a newcomer runs into the room, asking if the honorable grandson is okay and looking down on Naruto. Another example of the adults in the village not seeing him as who he truly is, but instead through glasses clouded by bias. The grandson then accuses Naruto of tripping him, and whenever Naruto threatens to bop him, he's told yet again the importance of the boy. The boy then thinks to himself that there's no way he'll hit him now because everyone treats him differently due to his family lineage. That doesn't stop Naruto from bopping him over the head though, saying,
"I don't care if it's your grandmother, so believe it!"
This causes him to say that Naruto is different, subverting the boy's expectations and treating him as an equal in a way that nobody else has. The teacher scolds him but doesn't blame him, saying that Naruto goaded him into the fight and that he, as the honorable grandson of the honorable third Hokage, is better than Naruto. The sensei also says that he's always right and the perfect person to make the boy strong enough to one day be the Hokage. While he was ego boosting though, the boy got away. Chasing after Naruto, the third Hokage says,
"How did he grow up to be like that?"
capable of referring to any of them. Naruto for not taking things as seriously as he should, the grandson for the sneak attack and picking a fight with Naruto, or the teacher for his big ego and lack of awareness, which the wise Hokage's thoughts and words being applicable to multiple people is probably something we'll see a lot throughout the show, but as of right now that's just an assumption. We learned that this was the 20th sneak attack that day, and that if the grandson hangs out with Naruto it could only get worse, but
Naruto wouldn't teach him anything really bad, would he?
foreshadowing the day that the two are about to have and the experiences that will go along with it. The boy follows Naruto, hides in the most obvious ways, and gets caught. The boy says that Naruto will be his trainer, calls him boss, which immediately gets him interested, and then they start their training. The first thing Naruto tells him is,
"You gotta learn to control your Katra."
and whenever he gets corrected and told that it's called chakra, all he has to do is say, "Real ninjas call it Katra," and the boy immediately believes him. This sets up the gullible innocence of the boy, as well as the blind trust he has in Naruto, and the faith that he'll steer him in the right direction as the first person to treat him as an equal. The boy explains what chakra is.
Chakra is the elemental life energy that is used to perform jutsu. The ninja arts combine physical energy from each cell in the body with mystical energy which is intensified through training and experience. When these two chakra mix, special hand signs allow the ninja to focus this combined energy for advanced jutsu.
Naruto says that ninja techniques come down to one thing, plain hard work and guts, which is two things, but he's on the right track. Naruto decides that the boy needs to master transformation jutsu first, which is something that we saw he learned from the school in our previous episode, representing the impact Iruka and his teachings have had on his decision making. Naruto tells him to transform into a random lady standing at a market stall, a thin and attractive woman that the boy gets entirely wrong. Instead of looking like her, the proportions are all out of whack, especially with the face. Naruto, trying to be supportive, says,
The clothes kinda look like her.
causing him to be smacked by the woman that overheard and the boy to get a lecture in a far more collected manner, further pushing the point home of the favorable treatment that the boy gets and the overly harsh treatment that Naruto gets, both isolating them in similar but different ways. Naruto then decides that in order to fix the bulk of the boy's transformation issues, they need to study female beauty by sneaking into a store and looking at, let's just call them swimsuit magazines for the sake of simplicity. The two get caught with the owner talking to Naruto with familiarity and taking the beating out on him and him alone. Last stop, the boys head to a girl's locker room, transform into female versions of themselves, or well, try to anyway, and then walk inside. They get caught with Naruto being personally called out, and we find out after yet again the only one to get beat up as well. This is again pointing out the vast differences in how the two are treated even as the severity of their offenses go up. Naruto asks why they only whack him, causing the boy to apologize, saying that it's due to his relation to the third Hokage. Naruto, understanding that it isn't his fault, and in a bid to cheer him up, tells him not to worry about it and that it's time for him to learn the sexy jutsu. This shows the caring nature of Naruto, especially towards kids with situations out of their control such as his own. Empathy at its finest. The two begin to practice, with Naruto telling him to lose the weight, but not the curves, in a fairly funny scene. As they train, the original trainer is looking for the boy, and continuing to think of Naruto through bias alone, calling him a parasite, saying that he's evil and vowing to squash him as he hypes himself up by talking about his own accomplishments, boosting his own ego yet again. The guy has literally no redeeming qualities as of right now. The boys are sitting, vibing as the boy tells a story. He finally tells us his name, Konohamaru, and that he was named after the ancient name of the village by his grandfather, the third Hokage. That having such a significant name should be easy to remember, but alas, nobody calls him that. Instead, they refer to him as the honorable grandson of the Lord Hokage. That's all they see him as. Not as his own person, but as a descendant of someone else. He's a shadow behind the title, invisible, unknown, just like Naruto. The two also share the same dream, to become the Hokage and one day be known by all those that refuse to see them right now for who they truly are. Naruto tells him that he can't become the Hokage overnight, that he has to earn that title, and he has to earn that respect before declaring,
You're gonna have to defeat me in battle!
This not only gives Konohamaru a reason to get stronger, to actually fight to fulfill his dreams, but someone to look up to that sees his potential, someone like Iruka is for Naruto. Speaking of Iruka, we now see him having a conversation with the Hokage, asking if Naruto resubmitted his photo, while gushing about him like a proud parent. He's genuinely happy for Naruto, and it's heartwarming to see how much he cares.
You know, I gave him a big lecture the other night at the ramen shop.
The Hokage gives him some harsh truths, however, saying that Naruto officially being a ninja won't sway the minds of most, and he still won't garner the respect that he deserves. He reiterates that the only person to know about Naruto holding the tailed beast, besides Naruto himself, are those that fought in the war against it, that those who whispered the story were punished severely, all to fulfill the last wish of the fourth Hokage, who we learned last video sacrificed his life to seal the beast within Naruto. He wanted Naruto to be able to grow around his peers without judgment, so he would have some semblance of hope for acceptance among them. He wanted Naruto to grow up and be regarded as a hero for containing the fox spirit within him, but the villagers don't understand the sacrifice Naruto made against his will and shun him for it instead. That disdain translates to their kids, as they feel the hatred their parents have for Naruto, and due to not understanding it, reciprocate it subconsciously.
When the people reject someone's very existence and then look at that person, their eyes become cold. cold as an ice storm in the deepest winter.
We've seen small examples of this throughout this episode and the last. From his classmates angry that he drags the class down, to the trainer every moment he's been on screen, the judgment has been heard in words and seen in actions. The trainer shows up to Naruto's location, stares at him in bitter disdain, and the show spells out why as if we didn't just hear this from the third Hokage a moment ago.
That icy stare. They all look at me that way.
Pretty on the nose, honestly. A throwaway line for those that were hardly paying attention, but it doesn't hurt things too much, just messes with the pacing of the show a little bit. The guy says he's there to take Konohamaru back, referring to him as the honorable grandson, showing the lack of attachment that pushed him away in the first place. Konohamaru says he is learning to be the Hokage, and the man talks about all the qualities a Hokage should have, ones that he himself haven't even represented. He ends his speech by saying that Konohamaru doesn't even know one jutsu, diminishing the boy's abilities and getting proven wrong soon after. Konohamaru uses the sexy jutsu, getting the form right and flustering the man but not taking him down. The man says,
"Such tasteless vulgarity can never influence me. I am far above it!"
putting himself up on a Clydesdale yet again without an ounce of humility in sight. As the trainer and Konohamaru struggle against each other, the man yet again places all blame on Naruto and takes no responsibility for himself, showing yet again how little the adults in the Leaf Village regard Naruto and how quickly they are to place the blame upon him. Naruto uses his Shadow Clone Jutsu in order to surround the man, as he yet again brags about his prowess and prepares to fight. Naruto and his clones all use the sexy jutsu, calling it the harem jutsu and defeating the man with a nosebleed. I actually don't have a problem with not seeing the fight this episode, since the way that the trainer was defeated was a humbling experience that I hope that he learns from. He was defeated by the vulgarity he said that he was above, by the boy he spent the episode looking down on and underestimating, in a battle that shows ingenuity from Naruto. He realizes that one clone wouldn't work, knowing that the man would assume Naruto wouldn't use it, and again, due to that fact, let his confidence lead to his own downfall. To add icing into the irony cake, the Hokage watched the interaction take place and said that he would have probably fell for it as well, showing that when it comes down to it, Naruto did teach Konohamaru a move that would work against the Hokage, as we saw at the beginning, and that with all the trainer's big talk, the only person whose prowess was actually recognized by the Hokage was the boy he had no faith in. Konohamaru gets discouraged by not being able to defeat his trainer, saying that he isn't getting any closer to being the Hokage and that he keeps messing everything up. Naruto rebuttals by yet again telling him that it isn't easy to become the Hokage, that you have to prove yourself so others believe in you and earn their respect that way. He says that even though he's been through a lot, suffered through sweat, tears, alienation, loneliness, and hatred, through all of that, he found one person that believes in him, that finding that person was a big motivator for him, but it took a lot to get there, and that Konohamaru has to put in the work to earn that respect as well, which is a really mature and sweet mindset to have. Sure, Naruto has had a tragic life, but he's found beauty in the midst of it. Konohamaru says they are rivals for now on, with Naruto saying that one day they'll fight each other for the title of Lord Hokage, cementing himself as someone who believes in him, showing that he sees him for who he is and is looking forward to growing into the warrior he knows he can be one day, following the example Iruka set for him by being someone that others can look up to and rely on, starting with Konohamaru. As Naruto walks away, he waves in familiarity, and Konohamaru salutes out of respect as the Hokage watches on, saying,
At last, he's finally started down the path to becoming a true ninja.
Again, it's a line that can be applied to anyone. The trainer for being humbled and put in his place, Naruto for growing into someone that is there for those that need him and willing to stand up for what he believes to be right, and Konohamaru for finally finding the resolve to train, look toward the future, and gain power and respect over time instead of trying to fast track his way into it. This was another great episode, and although not as serious as the last, it does a great job expanding on what we learned about Naruto last episode, letting him grow from the way that episode ends and pass down the hope he gained to Konohamaru. It introduced Konohamaru as the grandson of the third Hokage, and then built him into his own character, separate from the legacy of his name and family. We got to learn about the pain of even kids who we would assume would have it good, and that whether it's being alone or being surrounded by others, loneliness can be prevalent regardless. Sometimes a room full of people that don't truly care to know you is lonelier than being in a room where nobody has the chance to. We expanded upon the relationship between Naruto and Iruka, how that dynamic has shaped Naruto's judgment, and how he uses what he learns in emotional intelligence in order to help others in the ways that he has either been helped or wishes he was. We learned firsthand this time about the caring nature within the gruff demeanor of the third Hokage, as well as how the first Hokage's last wish was for Naruto to have hope of a normal life, and that he took the steps to ensure that it was possible, showing that Naruto wasn't used as some sacrifice taken lightly, but was looked at as a hero right after birth, out of love from the most respected man in the village, the Hokage at the time, which was represented well by the focus on the Hokage throughout the episode, what having that title means, and what traits or characteristics a person in that position should convey and uphold, as well as the large amount of work that will need to be put in for Naruto to achieve his goal as becoming the Hokage. Lastly, we get more glimpses of how poorly Naruto is treated, contrasted with the walking on tippy toes around Konohamaru, both being isolated due to their treatment. It shows the effect that opinions hold within this village. Words spread like wildfire, and emotions are shared like a contagion, even spreading to the kids due to their interpretation of what they see in regards to the adults around them. The de-individuation that occurs in the village through them adopting the feelings of those around them could be both a strength and a weakness that we hopefully see pay off in the future. If I missed anything or you have a different interpretation, then let me know in the comments below. Dislike if you disliked it, and for more news, reviews, and whatever we choose, stay tuned to Nerdsfeed. Have a great day. Thank you.